Hooray for Hollywood. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Ghost in the Shell. It stars Scarlett Johansson, Pilu Espeg, Takeshi Kitano, Juliette Binoche, Peter Ferdinando, and more. It is based, of course, on the Japanese anime of the same name. It is the story of Major, a young woman who was severely injured in a terrorist attack. So injured, in fact, that her body cannot be saved, but her brain is intact. So they transplant her brain into a mechanical shell. She's essentially a robot with a human brain, cyborg. And she is the first of her kind. She becomes part of a group called Section 9. They are led by a guy named Aramaki, played by Takeshi Kitano, and he assigns them to various tasks. They are sort of a counter-terrorism group, and they are especially needed now because someone is killing off a lot of the scientists that work for the corporation that created Major, the Honka Corporation. And she and the rest of Section 9 are trying to get to the bottom of it. The doctor that was in charge of the project to create Major, Dr. Ulay, played by Juliette Binoche, is very motherly toward Major, worrying about her, not only her physical, artificial body, but her emotional state, her brain. And she tries to help her out with this stuff. Somebody, a guy by the name of Kuza, is leading this group of terrorists. He has amazing hacking ability and is able to hack not only into computer systems, but into people who have been augmented with this technology, as is common for people in this future view of the world. And it is up to Major and the rest of her team to find out what Kuza is up to and stop him before it's too late, whatever that might mean. Of course, this film was met with a lot of controversy when it was announced that Scarlett Johansson would be playing the lead role. Their charges of whitewashing were the part of an Asian character in an Asian property, created quite a bit of controversy and a lot of online backlash against the film. Now, what may replace that is the fact that the movie's kind of dull. Visually, very interesting. Lots of cityscapes that show these giant holographic advertisements that play, people walking around literally inside an information bubble. You see a bubble around their head and text scrolling in front of their eyes. And the ability to communicate with implants inside the brain so that you don't have to speak, and people who are also on that same frequency can hear you as well. Some very interesting thoughts and images about the future. The story, though, is pretty firmly rooted in a revenge narrative that isn't all that interesting. You can pretty much tell who the bad guy is from the first scene, and it isn't what happens after, she begins to learn some secrets about her past isn't terribly interesting. I think one of the characters, the terrorist character, Kuza, is actually far more interesting than any of the other people in the story, including Major. It should have been his story, and instead it's mostly hers. And it just isn't. It just wasn't very, engaging. I didn't really care what was going to happen, because it's pretty obvious what's going to happen in this narrative. As I am sure they are hoping it will be such a massive hit, they have to make about 20 more of them. As it stands now, this may be the last time you see this iteration of this anime on the big screen. I'm giving Ghost in the Shell 2 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to read my complete review. Follow me on Twitter @MovieManStan, and feel free to send emails to me, StanTheMovieMan@Comcast.net. Till next time, toodles.